up, yo?
What's crack-a-lackin'?
I'm Rob.
I'm Tyler.
This is RANTGEIST.
This is us.
What?
I like that.
Yeah,
We're going. We're rolling.
Let's
It's
just
rolling.
keep going.
We're rolling.
with it.
It's rolling.
We're just
We're
gonna
going.
keep going with it. It's
Okay,
whatever.
so it's been a few months.
About 4. Sorry.
Who's counting?
We're lazy, and we've had a lot of personal stuff in life get in the way. So, sorry. We're fat. We're lazy. We don't give a shit. So anyway, we're back. We're going to try to make more shows more often and hopefully funnier and more interesting. So here we are.
Yes.
We wanted to do this show. It's actually his fault making me want to do this show. The current state of Star Wars and Lucasfilm and the way it is. For those of you who know me, I am obsessed with Star Wars. I live, eat, sleep, breathe, shit, piss, and fuck Star Wars. It literally consumes my entire life. Yeah, him too, because he's with me. So we wanted to go over a bunch of stuff and maybe some theories and some other shit that go along with it.
Let me start by saying, what do you think is going to happen after episode 9?
It's kind of up in the air. I think they wanted to continue the Skywalker trilogy because they wanted to, I think, connect Rey to the Skywalker family. What's that?
But that's only if that guy, what's his name?
J.J. Abrams.
That guy.
Right.
Robot.
Yeah, but here's.
That's only if he does it based off of what Rian Johnson did.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
He has to switch it up because Rian Johnson made her parentage non-existent.
Rian Johnson's an idiot. So all right. Originally, Lucasfilm offered the entire new trilogy to J.J. Abrams, the whole thing. They only wanted him to do it. And that was also based on his success with Star Trek. He wrote script treatments for all 3 movies. So just basically, obviously he did The Force Awakens, but he wrote treatments for the other 2, which meant a foundation, basically, for it. What Rian Johnson did was he took that script and went, go fuck yourself, and I'm going to wipe my ass with J.J. Abrams' work and do whatever the fuck I want to do. Which obviously everybody hated. Don't get me wrong, I love The Last Jedi. I think it's a phenomenal movie. I just don't agree with killing off the main Skywalker in the middle of the fucking trilogy and then killing off the most powerful Force user in the galaxy, Snoke.
Yeah, I didn't really believe that.
It makes no fucking sense whatsoever. It pissed me off.
It was mind-blowing, but I also didn't think that it was real.
I don't think it's real.
Part 2.
We'll get to that in a minute.
But what do you think is going to happen? Because if they said they're going to end the Skywalker saga, all of it, just everything. So in the future, 5 years, are they going to maybe create a new family name?
All right. Well, this is what's in the works. Is they have offered Rian Johnson a trilogy of his own, completely away from the Skywalker saga altogether. They offered that shortly before Last Jedi came out, but nothing has really been said about it since Last Jedi. The brothers that wrote and directed and produced Game of Thrones, which Gwendolyn Christie's in. She's Captain Phasma, and forgive me, I forget her name, but she played Kira in Solo. Yeah. She was in Game of Thrones, but those brothers have such a vision, and they're also humongous Star Wars fans. They jumped at the opportunity to create their own story and their own trilogy. So they wanted to continue, but they were trying to get Daisy Ridley to continue. She doesn't want to do Star Wars anymore. Now that begs that, you know, they didn't say they were going to end the Skywalker trilogy until about 6 months after Daisy Ridley said that she didn't want to do any more Star Wars, which made me believe they were going to continue the Star Wars thing because everyone thought she was a Skywalker. So for those of you who have seen the movie and you know that Daisy Ridley at some point said, well, it's so obvious in The Force Awakens that what her parents are, blah, 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 blah. It's like right there, but nobody can figure it out. I was watching The Force Awakens for like the millionth time, and again, looking for it, and then I wasn't looking for it, and then it's right there. And it's actually in the trailer for The Force Awakens. After she has her Force back thing, she's got the lightsaber, and Maz Kanata says, this was Luke's lightsaber, and his father's before his.
And it calls to you.
Now it calls to you. Boom! There it is. It's right fucking there.
Oh, see, I thought you were going to say that they really were just Junkrats that sold her off.
Well, that's the thing, is anyone who's owned that lightsaber has been a Skywalker. It's right there. She's a fucking Skywalker. How they're going to connect it, I don't know. That girl that used to play Felicity in that 90s show, she's also in Carrie Russell. She's also was in that show for a long time on FX. It was called The Russians. It has like 10 seasons. Anyway, she's going to be in episode 9. So I have this wild theory that she's going to play Mara, which in the expanded universe, in the books in Star Wars, there was a Sith assassin that was sent out to kill Luke Skywalker. Well, Luke Skywalker beat her, and then they fell in love.
And then
they had a child. What?
He beat her, and then he beat her. Okay.
What? Okay, so... so anyway, I kind of thought maybe that Mara Jade was her name, sorry. I kind of thought that Carrie Russell's character was going to be Mara Jade. It's just a theory. But if Rey is gonna end up being a Skywalker, it's probably gonna Luke doesn't know about it. Obviously she was dropped off. Blah 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 blah.
Well, that kind of upsets me because I like Daisy as a actress.
But also,
but if she's not doing it, then that means they're gonna have to do away with her in episode 9.
Right.
If she says she doesn't want to do it.
Right. Now, also point this out as well. So. When she started the training on Ahch-To during Last Jedi, she had like a whole new outfit on. And it was very... You remember it had the cloth that came down in an X? It was
like
very...
Luke.
Right. It was very Jedi-esque. The style of clothing, like a robe, the whole thing. Well, if you look at the original pictures or look at her as a scavenger on Jakku, her outfit was similar. The way the cloth came... Yeah, it could be a style
thing. It wasn't a cloak, but
no, it wasn't a cloak.
Wrapping.
Right, it could be a style thing, but the outfit is almost exactly the same as what she wore when they did the Force back of her as a little girl, going "Don't leave it." It's literally the exact same outfit.
Flimsy arms she had.
Right. Quiet, girl. Quiet, girl.
Jiggling.
Like this.
It's like Jello.
Yeah. So.
Well, okay, so they may...
Unless they offer her a shit ton of money, I don't know if she's going to redo it.
They may off her?
They may off her. She may die.
So that may just be the complete end to Skywalker saga.
Well, they're saying it is.
So if it is, then you told me they're coming out with 2 separate...
trilogies.
Movies.
Well, no, they're doing 2 live-action TV shows.
So it's a TV show.
But it's
Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian, and they just announced that they're going to do a Cassian series based on Captain Cassian Andor from Rogue One.
And why he's so slimy. Because he pretends to be the good guy.
Well,
which he is.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
But he did slimy stuff.
It's a war movie. So, but that's like that at anything. Yes, he's a hero, but he's had to do some shitty things for the rebellion. in order to do the right thing.
He was an orphan, maybe.
I think, yeah. Well, he did say that the Empire took his family.
Yeah.
I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old. I can't do his voice.
I don't know. He had a lisp, I guess. So
I can't do it. He's Mexican. I can't do it.
I feel like they may just make trilogies of new characters.
Yeah, like a homeless.
Because they said they're going to kill the Skywalkers off. Unfortunately,
no.
actresses.
No. They didn't say they were going to kill the Skywalkers.
They're going to end it.
They're going to end the Skywalker saga.
But when you think about it, Harrison Ford character is dead. He also, I don't think, wants to have... Right. I'm just saying the actors, he doesn't want to do it. They killed him off.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher, unfortunately, passed away. So she will not be able to continue. Like, I think there's going to be some scenes about her in 9, and they may do something with her. But in real life, she died. So it's not going to be the same actress if, for some whatever reason, they wanted to continue the character.
Well, they're not
she's
gonna...
gone. So
they're
really, like, gone. Like...
Yeah.
In both real life and in the movie. So I think that they may do new characters, or maybe they'll do something with Finn and Rose or Poe.
I kind of feel like at some point they may do that, and they may end up killing...
What else can they do?
They may end up killing Leia off altogether in the movie. How long
can they go?
I don't know.
Because Luke apparently just vanished. Now, if that means like what Obi-Wan did, like just vanished... Then who's really there?
He is in the movie. There's 3 major... He flew out to Pinewood Studios to do, I guess, 3 major scenes. Now, that's to say he doesn't have other little scenes.
Could be flashbacks.
Could be flashbacks. Could be a battle. Could be an actual lightsaber battle.
Or a spirit.
That's the general consensus.
Because they didn't say he's going to be in many scenes, he wasn't just there, so...
The general consensus, I think, from the Star Wars fans, and I could be wrong, is that he's going to come back as a Force ghost. Like Obi-Wan.
Like Yoda, which was badass.
That was awesome. The greatest teacher feeling.
Page turners, they were not.
Read the books, did you? They did not possess anything. The girl Ray does not already possess.
Oh, I said that wrong.
It's fine. That was so cool.
It was fucking
awesome.
I
goosebumps last
I really like the fact that they got Frank Oz to do it. And that's a big deal. He's old. Frank Oz originally designed the puppet, puppeted the actual thing, and that was like a puppet.
We saw
that wasn't CG.
We watched behind the scenes, and the guy was there.
Yeah, and he's always done the voice.
At that island.
Right. He's always done the voice for Yoda. I don't know if he did the voice for Yoda in Clone Wars animated series. I don't know that. But I know in the original trilogy and in the prequels he did the voice. Because the prequels, Yoda was CG.
They're also coming out with this VR story/game.
Yeah.
For... I think it's sort of like Oculus. I don't think it is Oculus, but it's like Oculus.
It is. I think it is cool. Oculus, actually. It's Vader. Saw
at Walmart, I saw something, I think it was going for like 300 or something.
It's not even out yet.
There was something.
There's a Vader thing coming out now. It's a storyline.
Maybe it was pre-sale. But yeah, like, so I think they're going to make brand new people or continue with different people. I think it's always going to be trilogies because that's...
Well, the problem here is...
Or backstories. Like, Rogue One's not a trilogy. It's a backstory.
It's a backstory. It's a prequel to the original...
Like Han Solo, a Star Wars story. I think they're just going to come out with all these stories. Like, Phasma, Star Wars story.
Well, if they would...
That would be badass.
If they would make a movie based on the book that Delilah Lawson, I believe it was Lawson, wrote...
Which book?
Phasma.
Okay.
The book. Which he's from Florida, by the way. If they made one out of that, that would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. But the Marvel comic, there was... she actually had a flashback, like a hallucination, to when she was a kid, with some of the characters from the book. So, which was kind of cool because you get to actually see their faces and what they look like. because obviously in the novel you have no idea. But there's a whole huge storyline of like Cardinal, for instance, which was there was two captains of the First Order troopers. There was Cardinal and there was Phasma. Cardinal was originally there. He was originally a trooper. Phasma killed him, by the way. So that was in the book. But that's a storyline and nobody really even talks about that. And I don't understand. I don't know if not enough people have either done the audiobook for Phasma or they're not interested or whatever, but that whole storyline was absolutely amazing. Her whole backstory, she was a badass bitch. She don't care. She don't give a shit. And she'll throw you into the fire. Survival at any cost is what she says. Continually. She says it in the comic. She says it in the book. Survival at any cost. And she wasn't a bad person initially. But in the end, spoilers. Sorry, I shouldn't say too much about the book. If you haven't read the Phasma book. If you are interested in Captain Phasma, read the book. It's absolutely amazing. Or at least get the audiobook. Because the whole story will blow you away. And it gives you everything backstory of where she's from and how she got to be into the First Order. Everything. Just it
Question. Will there be Han Solo 2?
There was a rumor that they were going to make a sequel to Solo.
Listen, at this point in time, they evened out their money. It was a flop, but with international sales and everything, they went even, all right? I don't know why people aren't crazy excited about Kira and Darth Maul and
well, no. Darth Maul, people are ecstatic about Darth Maul.
Wanting to see more.
But there's also a ton of people that have only seen the movies. You know?
Well, like me, I've only seen the
You've
movies.
only seen the movies. You haven't seen the Clone Wars animated series yet. You haven't seen the Rebels, where Darth Maul is. But I showed you the scenes when he comes back. You know, it shows basically his resurrection. He didn't, obviously. There's all these people that are, apparently when they saw Maul on screen during Solo at the end, was like, I thought he was dead.
Well,
wasn't he cut? You know, people know.
Because, like, if I haven't seen it, I would also think he was dead. He got cut in half, and that's all people know.
Right.
Because they're not that invested enough to
apparently
research and watch more just for the movies.
Yes. But all the people that are, told all those people, yeah, no, he's been alive for a long time. He's dead now. He's definitely dead now.
I want to see a Chewbacca movie. Because he's 300 and how many years old? Because he's like, wow, you look great for...
He was 190 in the Solo movie.
190? Okay.
I think Wookiees live to be about...
Listen.
Wait, where's my phone? We're gonna look up Wikipedia.
Do it fast.
I'm good.
But in the meantime, think about it. Okay, listen.
I think that would be terrible.
Listen. New idea.
Okay.
Yoda.
Never gonna happen. They've already said it.
Why?
Everybody wants a Yoda movie, and they want.
I don't just want Yoda as a baby. I want to see him training people like Dooku.
Right. They won't do it.
Because that would be backstory on all those other people too.
I agree, but they won't do it.
Dooku, Windu.
Not enough. See, here's the problem.
Maybe not enough people. Maybe it won't do as well as even Solo did. But I just want to see that. Because he's so tiny but so powerful.
There it is. All right, I was right.
How old?
They live to be around 400 years.
Okay.
So he was 190 in Solo.
So what do you think?
So he was probably...
Because obviously he got captured and he was just...
He was what, around probably 250? 250, 240 years. I'd say about 240 years old. Maybe during Force Awakens. Somewhere around there.
Yeah. A lot of time went by, 50 years.
Right.
Maybe.
So, I mean, he's just over halfway through his lifespan. So
that's what I think.
All All right, so
the state of it is
the state. In general, the problem here is with Lucasfilm is a lot of people saying that they're not listening to their fans, and in a point they aren't.
Because everyone makes the joke that Solo is the movie that nobody asked for,
right.
but everybody got.
Right.
And that's why it did so poorly. And
all the Star Wars snowflakes.
It came out 4 months after.
Yeah,
Last
that was
Jedi?
a mistake, and even Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, said that was a mistake.
You gotta hype it up, give it some time for the different trailers.
Right. Because then look how long we have to wait before we get Episode 9.
Whatever that's.
There's nothing.
What do you think that's gonna be called? What's your guess? Just a random guess.
A New Order.
Force Awakens. The Last Jedi.
I think it's gonna be called A New Order. Whether it's about the end of the First Order, or the New Jedi Order.
I was thinking a new saga or a new era.
No. All right. Oh. Nobody wanted Solo, but all the Star Wars snowflakes were like, "Fuck you! You ruined Last Jedi. Fuck you! We're not going to go see Solo." Blah 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 blah. So all the people that went to see Solo came out and went, "Oh my god, it was amazing," including me, which I went to see because I knew it was going to be amazing. I loved it too. I didn't want that movie, but it was Star Wars, so.
Right, maybe there was supposed to be like a Obi-Wan or some other movie?
I'll get into that in a minute. So, all the people that didn't go see it, all fucking bought it on Blu-ray and DVD. The pre-orders were...
Thank you, ticket sales.
The pre-orders were through the roof.
Or movies.
For DVD and Blu-ray. I mean, it was crazy. So, they made all their money.
Yeah, they broke even.
They made all their money. But the fans are screaming for a Vader movie. For instance, they're making all these Marvel comics, right? All these stories of Vader. Why the fuck are you making comics? Make a fucking movie. Take those stories and make a movie out of it. Because that's what the fans want. They want a Yoda movie. They want an Obi-Wan movie. They want Knights of the Old Republic, which is expanded universe, but it was originally a game too. I mean, I
think I played it on PC.
Yeah, it was one of the most popular games of all time. There are Sith in there that people are just as popular as Vader. Darth Revan, excuse me, a shit ton of them. There's all these characters, and everybody wants it. Everybody wants it. Even I want it, and they're not making it. They're not even hinting at it. I'm going to keep an open mind about the Cassian Andor live-action show. It's going to be on that Disney streaming service that comes out next year, like Netflix. Yes, I'm going to get it, of course. Because they bring in back the Clone Wars animated series, too. So they're going to have stuff on it. Anyway, the Cassian Andor thing, I'm going to keep an open mind. I like the character. I liked the backstory of that. I'd like to see that character before he became so hardened and angry and stuff. I'd like to see what happened to him over the time. See maybe how he got into the Rebels and stuff like that.
He was a sniper.
Maybe we'll see more Death Troopers.
Because he was going to snipe
Galen,
but he was like...
Well, that's because he actually had morals and had a heart. But there's all these things that the fans want, and they're just like, la 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 la.
I think because not enough fans are asking
That's not true, though. That's not true. If they did a live-action show about Knights of the Old Republic, brought that storyline in, they'd go fucking nuts over it. Or a movie, or a trilogy.
I think they maybe have... I don't really know how, big movie companies work. Maybe they would have to do, random surveys and ask people in public. Because what makes directors that have the license for Lucasfilm, but which are Lucasfilm... For them specifically, how do they just decide what to make, like Solo? Or that's what Disney is.
It has to go through...
Disney owns...
It has to go through Lucasfilm. It has to go through... Of course, it has to go through Kathleen Kennedy.
You say so many people ask for it, yet they're not listening. So
that's my point.
Does that just the conclusion is that they just don't care.
Yes. There's a lot of conclusion that they just don't care and they're only interested in this.
But then they're going to make their Solo, which apparently nobody asked for, and then it flops, and then they say, okay, we're not going to do any story.
All right.
Star Wars story movies ever again.
They say for now that's shelved. But a couple of months ago, Kathleen Kennedy did release an official statement that said the Boba Fett movie is canceled. Done. Which begs me a conspiracy theory that The Mandalorian, the Mandalorian, it's about a Mandalorian. Boba Fett was a Mandalorian, so it was Jango Fett. Does it have anything to do with the backstory of Boba? Could the picture that they show, can you find the picture and then put it up on the screen?
Sure.
They can see it. So here's the picture of the first picture they released of the Mandalorian. Now, if you look at it, he's got a silver helmet. It looks really, really, really cool. And he's got the rifle and all other stuff. I kind of wonder if that's pre-Boba armor before he created what he created that was similar to his father's armor. Maybe was similar
It was silver.
When he was just starting to find out about his heritage. Because...
Or lack thereof, because he's...
Well, he's a clone.
Yeah.
He's a clone of Jango.
So there's not much.
But he's an exact clone of Jango.
He is him.
Maybe he went to Mandalore to start to learn about his heritage. Maybe it's pre-Boba. They're not saying that.
Boba.
Boba.
Sorry.
Boba. That was just an idea that I had. My point is that I don't understand when you have the reins to such a giant thing like that. I would think they would be, if you want to go to different things and different storylines, that's fine, but throw the fans a bone. Do you know what I mean? Without the Star Wars fans, there's nothing.
Porgs. Sorry.
So, they can easily shut down Star Wars altogether. The fans can go, stop buying everything. So why are you doing this? So they didn't say they canceled the Kenobi movie. They didn't say they are.
Is it on hold?
I think it's on hold right now. I think they did say it was on hold.
Okay.
But there's just a lot of great storylines that they could be telling. Somebody had mentioned a Star Wars backstory of Sheev Palpatine. About him when he's younger with his family, when he meets Darth Plagueis, and he gets training there, and all of that stuff.
And then kills him in his sleep.
Yes. That would be really, really cool.
Although he said he knows resurrection, but...
It's funny you should actually mention that, because in one of the recent Vader comics, there's something that Vader learns from someone else about resurrection.
Because that really swayed Anakin.
That was all of it. That was 100% of it.
He was dead set, that's how I'm going to stop Padme from dying.
Right. But
at any cost.
So this guy had said something to her about, something to Vader about allowing him through, I think, a Sith holocron, about being able to resurrect the dead. And his automatic comment was, basically, don't fuck with me. I've already been, lied to about that by someone close to me, which he was referring to Palpatine. Palpatine don't jack shit. He even said it in Revenge of the Sith. He said it at the end. Only one person has, been able to achieve it, but I'm sure together we can find out. Well, throughout all the years of the Empire, Palpatine continued to try to find out how to do it to save himself. But obviously he didn't. But anyway, as a whole, I think Lucasfilm and I think Star Wars in general is going in the right direction. I just don't think that they're listening to their fans enough. And I think that they should fire Rian Johnson for basically wiping the floor with Star Wars. I have a lot of faith in J.J. Abrams that he's going to fix everything.
And the one thing I will defend Rian Johnson on is, although he was the, executive producer?
No, J.J. Abrams was actually
the Rian Johnson for Last Jedi.
Right.
What was he?
He was the director.
Okay, so executive and everyone else, Kathleen Kennedy, everyone, maybe they didn't agree with it, but they did sign off on approving everything and all his choices. So I feel like he's not the only one to blame. They could have said, we don't like this, almost like a political standpoint. You know, they could have just said,
I agree.
Like, this isn't cool, like, we don't agree with this, we don't like this. It may cause conflict, but I believe everyone else has been for the people, or, you know, like, the better of, as a whole, like, what's in the best interest for everyone. I feel like someone could have said something.
Here's what I think.
Especially JJ for changing up what he was building up to in The Force Awakens. That's just what I think.
Well, he was building up to The Force Awakens that Snoke was going to be Plagueis, that he actually survived, because it says in the novel that he has watched the rise and fall of the Empire. He was setting it up to be Plagueis. Rey was being set up to be a Skywalker. There was a lot of shit going on there that he was setting up, and Luke was going to probably be hesitant to come back, but Rey and Chewie would ultimately be able to convince him to come back. And once he came back with his sister, he's going to be like, you know, fuck you. What do you expect me to do? You know, stand down the entire First Order with a laser sword? Which is basically what he did at the end of Last Jedi anyway.
Just foreshadowing, because he did that.
Right. But I just think as a whole, I think Lucasfilm and Star Wars is lost. Not all of it. I think that I was really surprised, honestly, when Kathleen Kennedy's contract got renewed for another 3 years. Personally, I think that Kathleen Kennedy should be fired and taken out of Lucasfilm altogether, because...
Why is that? Because I know that she has gotten so much hate. Because
she's the final say on everything. She signs off on everything. There's a certain... Yes, she's been with George Lucas almost since the beginning, but she has his vision, but she doesn't. It's like, okay, I have the foundation, but I'm lost. I don't know where to go. My compass isn't working. If anybody is going to do it right and do it the way it needs to be done, it's Dave Filoni.
I thought you were going to say George Lucas, although he doesn't want to be...
No, George Lucas... I think that George Lucas needs to read every script treatment. I think he should still be a main consultant on the projects. I'm sorry. It's his vision. It's his world.
Yeah, although, you know, he sold most of his... What's the word? Like...
He sold basically all of his rights. He's still getting royalties.
His rights.
He's still getting royalties from it.
Even though he sold his rights, it's really him and it's his name, and anyone who knows Star Wars knows George Lucas.
Right.
So I
feel the closest thing to George Lucas is Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni was in a Kathleen Kennedy was George Lucas's right-hand person. If Kathleen Kennedy had a right-hand person, it would have been Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni is a purist. He's probably just as obsessed as I am. And he works in Lucasfilm. He works on all the animated stuff. He does so much for Star Wars. I really think that he should be running Lucasfilm. And I know a lot of other fans agree. Again, this is just my opinion.
Yeah, how would we even make that happen, you know?
We can't.
Go on change.org or...
Well, it doesn't even matter because she signed another 3-year contract. She's set. So, I just think she's more business and money driven than Star Wars.
Than the story driven. And what it's about.
Right.
That makes sense.
You know, Dave Filoni's childhood was Star Wars. He grew up with the stories. He grew up with this. He grew up with that. Before he worked for Lucasfilm. Kathleen Kennedy was more or less a part of all Star Wars creation. You're looking at night and day here. Someone who's lived the creation of it and someone who from the fan standpoint, lived it. And now works in the creation. You see what I'm saying? He has a completely different point of view.
Viewpoints, yeah.
He and it exudes in him. Whenever he talks about Star Wars, it's like, you know, you can see it in his face and his eyes. You look at Kathleen Kennedy.
Well, that's probably because he's more emotionally involved.
I'm not saying she's not doing a good job. She is doing a good job. She's just not... She's missing the boat on a lot of things. She's forgetting to cross her T's and dot her I's on a lot of shit. And it's just not... It's frustrating. Especially when she comes out and she does announcements or she does this or does that. She sounds so robotic and business oriented. Like, not like a true fan. And
like a manager.
Yeah. And a lot of people see through it. But anyway, that's just my thing as a whole. You know what I mean? I'm pissed off about some things. And other thing, I think J.J. Abrams, I have all the faith in the world that he's going to bring it back. He's going to bring the Force back into balance. Because right now, Rian Johnson fucked it up. Damn it, Rian Johnson. You were supposed to bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness. Rian Johnson, god damn it. He did make a great movie, but there were certain things that he should not have touched. I'm sorry, I can keep going on and on and on and on. This video could end up being like 3 hours or more.
We could make like a 10-parter for
The
Last Jedi.
Right, I can go on with theories and all this other stuff. I think and I will say this, as far as the live-action TV shows, I think are an amazing idea. I think it's fantastic. I'm excited about it. I can't wait for the Clone Wars animated series to come back. I can't wait to see The Mandalorian. And I'm excited about the Cassian thing.
Yeah, and although I'm not as excited about Cassian, I'll still watch it.
I'm surprised. I think a lot of fans were like, huh. But maybe it'll be something that we didn't know we wanted. You know what I mean? Like Solo. We didn't really know we wanted it.
Well, the masses hated it, but I loved it.
No.
It's up there.
I think, no. The masses that saw Solo loved it.
No, it's the masses that who hated it, who hated Last Jedi.
Well, yeah, the snowflakes. The ones that are offended by every little thing.
That's who's complaining and saying it's horrible and blah, blah, blah.
Fuck them.
I loved it.
I also think it's funny that we're doing a Star Wars video and we have Pikachu on the table and you're wearing Rick and Morty and I'm wearing Marilyn Manson. Which is funny because most of the videos I wear a Star Wars shirt. So. What? You okay? Is your force out of balance?
I'm good. It's in balance now.
Okay. All right.
Stop fucking touching me.
But hey, one more thing too, just to add real quick. Less than 2 months we're getting married. So we're planning the wedding. Working on that. We have discussed maybe filming some of the wedding and showing it on the show.
Maybe we'll make someone do it for us.
Possibly. It's not for certain, but we'll see what happens.
That would be cute.
It would be kind of cute. Because there are parts of the wedding that I think that, like the actual ceremony and some other stuff that might be...
It's a secret.
I'm not going to give anything away.
Shh. You knew I was going to do that.
So, sorry, it was a serious video, but at the same time, it was something that needed to be made. We will do more Star Wars videos, probably closer to next December 2019, when Episode 9 comes out. And I'll probably want to do some videos once the Disney streaming thing comes along and the shows start coming out. We've had a lot of different ideas of things we wanted to do. Like TV shows we've seen or movies we've seen. We wanted to do some reviews and things like that. Maybe some unique little things. But we are back. We are going to continue. And we're going to put out shows more often. So, again, I'm sorry that we were gone so long. And that's the end of that. We're going to do a lot of other stuff coming up. Again, I'm sorry we were gone so long. So hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share with your friends and family. Hope you enjoyed the video.